What's up, everybody? It's Matt Modi with OddsJam, and what we're going to be doing in this video, I have my WNBA best bets for you guys. Super profitable, insanely profitable WNBA bets for you guys today. So we have two games on the WNBA slate. One game, not so great, 7:30 Eastern, the Sparks versus the Dream. The next game, very, very good game, Washington Mystics versus Chicago Sky. Both of these teams have recently won the WNBA championship. Really good game. Ton of value I see out there on the WNBA betting market for today. So we see three plays on the screen here. We see the first half under in the Dream versus Sparks, the first half over in the Sky versus Mystics, and the Sky team total under. All three of these are alternate markets. All three of these have a lot of value. So let's just kind of talk about them one by one. I'm actually going to start with the Chicago Sky versus Washington Mystics one, because there's actually a really good opportunity in this one where you can actually middle this first half, which I will talk about. But number one, let's just talk about the play itself. So I actually think there's a lot of value on the under in this game, the full game, but I see a ton of value in the first half over as well. So let's talk about it. Number one, the play is Chicago Sky versus Washington Mystics, first half over 79.5. Play found, of course, on the OddsJam positive EV page using the OddsJam software. It's minus 110 on WinBet. The OddsJam line, which is the sharpest line in the world, prices this at minus 130, with the VIG removed, priced at minus 116. So that gap between minus 116 and minus 110, that is where you get your positive expected value from. So the way the no VIG odds work, so we see that the line here, 130 plus 106 in terms of the over and the under, but you have to remove the VIG to find out the true line without the juice or the tax, whatever you want to call it, charged. So what we see in the no VIG odds calculator is minus 116 each way, basically meaning for the over, anywhere in which we are getting minus 116 odds or below, so minus 115, 114, or minus 110, would be positive expected value. On the other side of it, if we could get the under at any number above plus 116, that would also be positive expected value. The market width is something that I have my market width filters set at here. It's just a way in which we can measure confidence in what lines are being priced at. So the closer these two numbers are together equals more confidence in the line. And this 24 literally just calculates 30 minus 6 equals 24. 24 cents in market width, well within range there. So for the WNBA, before I even think about placing a bet, what I like to do is open up markets in a new tab and see where everything is priced at. So I have that up here, the first half total points. So we see kind of a wide gap between what all of these sportsbooks are pricing odds at. So the over 79.5 is priced at minus 110, pretty heavily juiced at minus 130 odds. Definitely the higher EV between the minus 130 and the minus 110 on WinBet. But we also see some value on the under 81 as well. So if this total ends at 80 or 81, we would have either won both of our bets or we would have won one and lost one if we take both. So to me, this is actually a really good opportunity to take a positive EV bet in the over, because that is where the value is. And then we can also middle it and take the under, which is also positive expected value, just not as big of a play. So if you, another way in which we can measure the VIG is if you just go to calculators, no VIG fair odds calculator. So in this case, plus 100, minus 122, rounds up to almost exactly minus 110 odds. So the play we're getting at minus 110 is pretty much neutral value. It's not positive like the over first half is, but it's not negative either. So in this case, I think this is a good opportunity to middle. So in terms of unit sizing, this WinBet one is like a 0.75 unit play, 0.75, so $75 if you take the over first half total in the Sky versus Mystics. So first half should be over 79.5. This is going to be a $75 play. And then I'm going to middle it and I'm going to go to Caesars and I'm going to take the first half under 81. I'm only going to put a half unit on it. I'm going to put 50 on this one, place bet. So again, if the total ends, basically what we're seeing with these markets is that the most likely scenario is that this total ends at exactly 80. There's some value on the over 79.5 and there's some value on the under 81. saying we think this total ends at 80. That's what Bet Online has it. The OddsJam line has this total, this spread priced at about 80.5, but they're juicing it towards the under. Whereas if you look at the over 79.5, they're juicing it towards the over, saying they think it's going to be 80. So to me, this was a really good opportunity to, one, take advantage of a positive expected value play, which is what we locked in on WinBet, $75 here, and B, also make it a middle opportunity as well, and you can try and double up and make both sides of it. And actually, it does look like the odds have shifted around now, and this play is now also positive expected value. So we just took advantage of both plays being positive EV. It actually looks like the under is a little bit more positive EV now. But regardless, hopefully this all made sense in terms of finding an opportunity where we can middle it. Looking for examples in which the under 81 was positive EV, and now the over 79.5 was positive EV. So that's going to be my first two plays. This one I ended up putting 50 on, although it might be worth putting a little bit more on this one because now it's a little bit heavier juiced. And the next play that I wanted to highlight as soon as this refreshes is this Washington Mystics team total under 76.5. So again, it's positive expected value. It's on the positive EV page. The OddsJam line prices this at -107 with the vig removed plus 102. But looking into all the markets on this one, I actually found an even more valuable play than the Mystics team total under on Tipico. If you look at the markets, so again, opened it up in a new tab on OddsJam, Chicago Sky versus Washington Mystics, team total. If I scroll down the Mystics, so the OddsJam line prices the under 76.5 at -107. But if we actually raise it a point, we can actually get -112 odds, which I find a ton of value getting it at a little bit of a higher price. So we're not getting as good of odds at the plus 105, but we're getting it a full point above, and the odds are only -112. So like PointsBet has the under 77 a half point lower than what we'd be taking the under at -125, and we can get it at -112 on FanDuel. So to me, it's actually more valuable to buy that extra point, get that point. So if it ends at exactly 77, we're still good there, which is technically what is being favored by the OddsJam line. They do think it goes over 76, but we can assume based on the odds that they're going to have it go under 77.5, basically saying exactly 77. So I'm going to buy that extra point, and I'm going to take the under 77.5 on FanDuel, and I'm just going to go ahead and put $50 on this one, another half unit play. For alternate markets, my unit sizing is lower. I don't put as much on alternate markets, but this is still something that I think is a really valuable play, which is exactly why I hit it. So to confirm, a little bit confusing here, but 3 total bets. I'm taking both the over and the under in the first half of the Chicago Sky, essentially middling it. Insane middle opportunity here. And I'm also taking the Mystics team total to go under 77.5 as opposed to 76.5. So hopefully that made sense. Either way, hit me up with any questions. You can comment on the video with questions. You can hit me up on Twitter, Modai_Matt with any questions. But that's all I got for you. So appreciate you guys watching, and have a good one.